Hi there, I'm Laya. Welcome to this creative yoga flow to increase your joy and to boost your mood. Please bring yourself to your yoga mat, and if you have 2 blocks, I invite you to also utilize them for this practice. Come to a comfortable seat, crossing your legs in front of you in any way that feels good. And take a moment to move your sitting bones, to move your spine, to roll your shoulders until you find yourself as comfortable as possible in the shape. And then soften your gaze down or close your eyes if you wish, inhaling through the nose and exhaling through the nose or the mouth. Let's do that 2 more times together. Inhale, noticing the expansion. Exhale, softening and arriving. 1 more deep breath in, fill up your lungs all the way. And exhale to empty all the way out. Ground through both sitting bones, lengthen through the spine. Inhale, reach your arms out and up, perhaps follow with your gaze. Unite your palms overhead. And on the exhalation, draw your palms together in front of your heart. Inhale, open the arms out to the sides, lift your chest a bit. And as you exhale, take your left arm in front of you toward the right knee and reach your left arm up. Breathe in to lengthen. Breathe out to lean a little bit toward the left, opening the left side, the right side body rather. Inhale, bring your torso back to neutral. Now cross your right elbow over the left and stay or bend at the elbows, taking your hands toward opposite shoulders. Breathe in. And breathe out, moving a little side to side. 1 more inhale. And exhale. Pause at the center. Open your arms wide to the sides. Deep breath in again. Lift your chest a bit. And on the exhalation, this time take your right hand toward the left leg or hip. Reach your left arm up. Breathe in. And as you breathe out, lean toward the right as little or as much as you wish. Opening the side body, feeling the space between each rib. And inhale, come back through center, cross your left elbow over the right, and stay here or take your hands toward opposite shoulders and move a little side to side as you breathe in and out. 1 more inhale, and exhale. Pause at the center, take your arms out to the sides, deep breath in. Exhale, take your hands behind you, press through your palms and lift your chest a bit. Feel free to stay with your sitting bones on the ground, or maybe press into your shins a bit more and start to lift your hips off the ground, opening even more through the front body. Inhale. Exhale, if you lifted your hips, lower them back down. Stay with the weight slightly back and slowly bring your feet in front of you on the floor, maybe a little bit wider than your hips. Keep your hands on the ground and move your knees gently side to side. Or if you want to activate your core even more, take your hands off the floor, and as your knees go to the left, your arms go to the right. Breathe in, back to center. Breathe out, your knees go to the right and your arms go to the left. And let yourself move from side to side again, either with the hands off the floor or with the hands on the floor. 1 more breath, inhale and exhale. Pause at the center. Draw your left foot in and extend your right leg out to the side. Your knee can stay as bent as you want to. Ground through the sitting bones and your fingertips stay behind you for a moment. Inhale. And on the exhalation, take your chest forward. Maybe your hands come in front of you on the floor or on a block. Maybe your elbows come down. Relax your head down and breathe for a moment. Inhale. And exhale. Press yourself back up. If you went forward, reach both arms up, deep inhalation. Exhale again. Take your left arm in front of you toward the right hip or leg and reach your right arm over to the left side, opening up. Inhale back through center. Take your arms to the side. Exhale, this time your right hand comes to the left hip and your left arm reaches over to the extended leg. Draw your right rib cage forward and your left rib cage back a bit. Inhale. Exhale. Rise up. Now lower your left hand behind your left hip. Extend your right arm overhead and stay here. or press into the left palm, and in your inhalation, lift your hips off the floor and find a little more extension. Maybe your gaze lifts up toward your right hand. Breathe in. Breathe out slowly, bring yourself back down. Take both hands behind your hips, lean back a little, and this time bring your right leg in and extend your left leg to the side as little or as much as you want, keeping a bend on the knee or extending through the leg. Keep your hands behind you as you breathe in, and as you breathe out, keep your spine as long as possible as you go forward. Maybe your hands remain behind you or come in front of you on the floor or on a block. Relax your head and breathe into the shape, noticing how you feel. Breathe in. Breathe out. Begin to rise, extending your arms straight up toward the ceiling. Inhale. And on the exhalation, take your right arm in front of you toward your left hip and lean over toward the right. Keep your sitting bones evenly grounded. Notice how it feels. Inhale, bring your torso to neutral. Take your arms out like a T. Exhale, this time your left arm comes in front of you toward the right hip, and then your right arm reaches over toward the extended leg. Rotate your left ribcage forward and your right ribcage back and breathe. Inhale and exhale. Bring yourself up. Lower your right hand behind your right hip. Take your left arm overhead and stay, or on your next inhalation, press into your right hand. Lift your hips forward and up. Find extension. Deep inhalation. And as you exhale, slowly bring yourself down. Slide both legs toward either side and bring yourself toward hands and knees, tabletop. Ground your hands underneath your shoulders and your knees underneath your hips. And on your inhalation, lift your tailbone, dip your belly down and open through the chest, gaze forward or up. And on the exhalation, round. Inhale, arc again. Exhale, tuck your toes, keep your spine long, and send your hips back toward the heels. Stay here or relax your head between your arms. Breathe in. Breathe out. Press through your fingertips, and with the help of your toes, inhale, propel forward. Feel free to move your hands a little bit forward and your knees a little bit back to find a diagonal line with your entire body. Inhale here, rotating your inner elbows forward. And on the exhalation, slowly lower yourself down to the abdomen. Keep your hands underneath your shoulders. Press through the palms and point your toes back. Inhale, lift your chest off the floor as little or as much as you want, drawing the shoulder blades toward one another. And on the exhalation, bring your hips back. Now feel free to stay on your tabletop or tuck your toes and send your hips up and back, coming into downward facing dog. This inverted V position. Bend your knees deeply so you find more length from the fingertips, through the arms, through the torso, all the way to the hips. And on your inhalation, press onto the toes, roll forward, come into a plank. On the exhalation, either lower your left knee to the floor or pivot both heels toward the left. And then ground onto your left hand, and as you inhale, take your right arm straight up toward the ceiling. Exhale, lower your right hand down, find your plank again. Breathe in. And as you breathe out, either right knee down or heels to the right, ground onto your right hand. And on your inhalation, take your left arm up. Perhaps your gaze is down to the floor, forward or up toward your left hand. Inhale. Exhale, lower your left hand down, find your plank or your knee plank. Breathe in. Breathe out slowly, lower yourself down to your abdomen. Hands remain underneath your shoulders, point your toes back. Inhale, lift your chest off the floor, cobra. Exhale, press your hips back to tabletop or to downward facing dog, whatever you choose. Now on your inhalation, take your right leg behind you, point your toes down to the ground. And on the exhale, start to rotate your right toes to the right, but keep as much stability in the tabletop or the down dog as you can. Bend into your right knee as you inhale. And on the exhalation, circle your right knee to your chest. Bring your right foot in between your hands. Your left knee can be on the floor or lifted. It's up to you. Press down through the right foot. Fingertips could be on the floor, or if you have your blocks, your hands could be also on the blocks. Stay here, or on the next inhalation, hook your thumbs in front of you. And as you press down into your right foot, lift your chest, lift your arms, lift your gaze. Exhale, release the hook of the thumbs and let your arms melt to the sides and all the way down. Hook your thumbs in front of you again. Inhale, lift your arms forward and up. Exhale, release the hands and let the arms melt down, down, down to the sides. One more, inhale, forward and up. Exhale, melt your arms down, down, down. This time, frame your right foot with both hands and send your right leg behind you. Let the toes float. Inhale here. And on the exhalation, take your toes across to the right, or the left rather, and gaze over the left shoulder. Breathe in. Breathe out. Take your right toes aligned behind you again. Inhale. Exhale, lower your right knee to the floor or make your way back to downward facing dog. Take a deep breath in wherever you are. And out. From your tabletop or your downward dog, ground into your right leg. Inhale, this time take your left leg up. First the toes point down to the floor. And then as you exhale, point your toes out toward the left. Stay here or bend your left knee. Notice what happens. Inhale. Exhale, circle your left knee toward your nose. Step your left foot between your hands. Your right knee can lower down or you can lift it off the floor. Find the stability that you seek here with your hands framing your left foot or maybe on your blocks. And if you feel stable enough and you want to, hook your thumbs in front of you, open through your hands, and as you inhale, lift your chest, lift your arms, lift your gaze. And as you exhale, let your arms melt to the sides and down. Flow with it if you wish. Inhale, arms forward, hook your thumbs, lift up. Exhale, melt and open. One more, inhale. And exhale, this time frame your left foot with both hands. Lower your right knee to the ground. Take your left leg behind you. Inhale here. Exhale, take your left toes across to the right, plant them on the floor and look over your right shoulder. Breathing in. Breathing out. Align your spine again. Hover your left toes behind you. Inhale. Exhale, left knee next to the right. Now tuck your toes under. Send your hips back toward the heels. Maybe sit on your heels. Walk your hands toward you. Lengthen the torso and relax your shoulders down. Perhaps stay, or as you inhale, take your arms out and up. Interlace your hands overhead. And on the exhalation, draw your elbows in front of you. Take a moment to move your wrists in circles or circle eights. Inhale. Exhale to switch directions. One more breath here. And then release your hands. Maybe shake them out for a moment. And then lower your hands to the floor. And as you lift your toes, tap them to the ground or maybe circle your ankles one way and then the other. Tuck your toes back, send your hips up and back, downward facing dog. Breathe in. And breathe out, settle into the shape. Inhale, gaze toward the top of the mat, bend your knees. Exhale, step or float, feet parallel to one another at the top of the mat. Hands to the shins, to the blocks, to the floor. Inhale, flat back, lengthening the entire back body. Exhale, bend the knees enough that you can melt your upper body over the legs. Relax your head. Inhale again, lengthen. Exhale to fold and relax. Let yourself flow with the energy. Press through your feet. Inhale, rise up. Take your arms out and up. Press your hips gently forward and your gaze lifts. And on the exhalation, fold all the way back down again. Hands to the floor, the blocks, the shins. Inhale, flat back to lengthen. Exhale, step your left foot all the way back. Ground down through the right foot. Draw the right hip back and your left hip gently forward. And stay here or hook your thumbs. And as you inhale, rise up. Now as you exhale, pivot your left heel to the floor and turn your entire torso to the long side of the mat, stacking your shoulders over your hips. Open your arms to the horizon, gaze forward. Inhale. And on the exhalation, take your right arm in front of you toward your left hip and reach your left arm overhead. Draw your right ribcage forward and your left ribcage back. Maybe gaze up. One more breath here. And as you inhale, press into your right foot, extend your right leg, then rise up, extend your arms parallel to the floor. Exhale, left hand in front of you toward the right hip, right arm up. Lengthen to inhale. Exhale, lean back toward your left leg. One more breath, inhale. Exhale. Arms to the horizon as you breathe in. Breathe out, bend into your right knee, cartwheel your hands down to the floor. And now take your right leg behind you. Your left knee could be on the floor or not. Breathe in. And as you breathe out, pivot your body toward the left. So you come into a side plank. You could stack your legs, stagger them. You could also float your right leg and your right fingertips up. Breathe in. Breathe out, right hand down. Find your plank. Inhale in plank. Exhale, lower knees, chest and chin, or you could choose chaturanga. Inhale, lift your chest, open through the front body. Exhale, bring your hips back, tuck your toes if you want to. Find a downward dog for a breath. In through the nose. Out through the nose or the mouth. Notice the flow of breath, the flow of energy. Breathe in. Breathe out. Gaze to the top of the mat. Soften your knees as you inhale. Exhale, step or maybe float to the top. Inhale, flat back, lengthen. Exhale as you fold, maybe lean toward the heels and slide your hands underneath your feet, taking your toes toward your wrists. That may require that your knees bend substantially. Let yourself do that. Inhale. And exhale. If your hands are under the feet, move them out, press through your toes. Inhale, rise up. Stretch, extend, find space, lengthen. Palms unite overhead. Exhale, surrender to fold again. Relax your head down. Hands to your blocks, the floor. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, this time step your right foot back. Press down through the front foot. Find length through the spine and stay here. Or maybe hook your thumbs, and as you inhale, lift your torso, lift your chest, lift your arms overhead. Exhale, pivot your right heel to the floor this time. Turn your torso toward the side of the mat, to the long side. And then as you inhale, open your arms, gaze forward. Exhale, start to take your left arm in front of you, right arm overhead, leaning forward toward the bent knee, side angle. One more breath here. Begin to extend your front leg. Inhale, rise up, bring your arms to the horizon. Exhale, right arm in front of you toward your left hip, left arm up. Inhale. Exhale, lean back. One more, breathe in. And breathe out. Arms to the horizon, bend your left knee, cartwheel your hands down to the floor. Plant your hands to frame your left leg, and as you inhale, left leg behind you. Pivot everything toward the right. Maybe you stack your legs or stagger them. Send your left arm up. Maybe your left leg floats. Inhale. Exhale, left hand down, plank or knee plank. Breathe in. Breathe out, lower down knees, chest, chin, or chaturanga. Inhale, lift your chest for cobra or upward dog. Exhale, this time bring your big toes together, separate your knees wide, and send your hips all the way down to the heels. Maybe your elbows come to the floor and your palms connect. Forehead down and your thumbs can go toward the back of the neck. You could also use your blocks here and place your elbows on the blocks. And just notice how you feel, how the energy is moving, and what you encounter physically, mentally, and emotionally that brings you joy, that shifts your mood into positivity, into possibility. One more inhale. And exhale. Extend your arms forward. Slowly bring yourself up. And start to shift your weight forward. Now bring your hands directly underneath the shoulders and start to shift your weight forward. Gaze toward your legs and then start to bring the crown of your head toward the floor. Maybe your hands move slightly back and you could stay here, creating a triangle between the hands and the crown of the head. Maybe you start to bring your hands to your low back and squeeze your elbows toward one another. You could also interlace your hands behind you, bring the heels of the hands toward each other, and lengthen the arms away from you toward the head. If you have a headstand practice and you want it to go into headstand, I'm not going to cue it today, but I invite you to draw the elbows in, lift your knees, and then slowly find your way into your headstand. But please just choose something that you know how to do, something that feels safe for you. You don't need to do more or less, just do what works for you. And breathe. Couple more breaths wherever you may be. Last one. If you're in headstand, give yourself time to come out of the pose. Bring your big toes to touch, send your hips back toward the heels, and then eventually lengthen the arms forward for child's pose, or maybe make a pillow with your hands and rest your forehead on them. Notice the sensation on the crown of your head, wherever you may have been. The vibration of energy. The possibility of things that you can create just by being present and observing. One more breath. And then slowly bringing yourself up and away from the child's pose. Bring yourself to a seat. You can sit cross-legged or however works for your body right now. Let your hands rest on your lap or your knees. Roll your shoulders back and down. Lengthen your neck. Soften your gaze or close your eyes. And notice how you feel in your body. The thoughts that you are allowing to be important. And the way in which your energy is flowing after this creative yoga flow. What shifts can you notice and sense and acknowledge? Take a deep breath in through the nose. And sigh it out. Bring the palms together in front of the heart and rub them, creating friction and warmth. And then cover your eyes and your face with your hands. Being for a moment with this darkness, with this intention of being here as you are. And then slowly let your eyes blink open inside of the hands. Let the fingers start to separate, letting the light filter through. And eventually lower your hands down and let yourself do absolutely nothing just for one more moment. Remembering that to create, sometimes we must pause and simply be present. Once you're ready, you can bring movement back into the body and move into the rest of your day. Thank you so much for having joined me for this creative yoga flow. I hope that you have enjoyed these transitions that may be a little bit different than usual, and that may have brought you into a different state of mind and also into different shapes into your body. I hope that you've enjoyed it, and if you have, check out these classes as well. And I look forward to practicing with you again very soon. Until then, take care of yourself and be well.